stream. You got it recorded?
Hello, everyone. This is Jeremiah, W9JEM, with our new host, Dana, KC0MYP, and welcome to Ask Me Anything.
Welcome, Jeremiah. Happy Thursday, September 8th. It's a good-looking day out there, and hopefully we get a lot of
Dana,
questions that we can give answers to.
your audio is feeding back.
Uh-oh.
Yep. Sorry, guys. First time helping Dana get set up on this, so you don't have to have the YouTube screen open, Dana.
Let me unmute. How's this sound now?
Good. And actually, that was my fault. I had too many browser tabs open and actually had the YouTube tab open on my computer. So now I feel like an idiot. Sorry about that.
Hey, you got questions. We got answers.
All right.
I noticed there's a couple of them already in the chat window over there. At the top, we got Bob. Will the 878 UV2 Plus can APRS receive and transmit be set up on a single channel? Every tutorial I've seen suggests setting up as two separate channels. And actually, Eric did a response inside there that he tried to answer Bob's question. But we'll turn it over to you, Jeremiah. What's the official take on that?
APRS receive should be set up on whichever channel you want it to be on for the data to come in. But you're only going to receive APRS data on 144.39 in the US. Mm-hmm. So you'll want your sub channel to be on 144.39 so you can receive those APRS packets. While your transmit, you can set up to transmit when you either key the radio or on a timer beacon, ranging anywhere from every 5 seconds all the way up to like every 10 minutes. So that's what you're going to want to set up. I recommend doing the beacon if you're portable every 3 minutes, so every 180 seconds for your transmit, and then have your sub channel set up for the receive channel.
Cool. And if you do have a question, post it in the chat. We'll get to them as quickly as we can. Anything else on APRS?
No, I think that's it for the APRS. Just make sure that very important, where it says wide 1-1, wide 2-1, you've got to have that comma between the wide 1-1 and the wide 2-1. Got to have that comma in there, otherwise it won't work.
And if I'm not mistaken, Jeremiah, we've also got a video in Bridgecom University about this, and probably also on the YouTube channel.
Yes, we do. All right, Bob, thank you for the question. Looks like Inshore Head Shakers. Can you teach us how to set up a static talk group in the SkyBridge? Paul, KP4 or K4 PDV, actually, on the SkyBridge, what you're going to want to do is Brandmeister just reset the API keys for their network. So you'll actually have to get that configured first so you've got access to setting up and turning off static talk groups from your SkyBridge in the Pi-Star software. The other way you can do that is you can actually go to brandmeister.network, sign in with your username and password, and then go on the right side of your screen. You'll see something that says My Devices. And click on that, and then towards the bottom of that page, once you click on the DMR ID for your SkyBridge hotspot, on the bottom of that page, there should be a spot where you can put in static talk groups, and those will start coming across your SkyBridge. So that's another way that you can do that as well. So,
hey Jeremiah, I noticed that I lost my statewide talk group as a static talk group 3126. I'm here in Michigan, and I don't know if that was a new feature that they added or they took it off because statewide talk groups, Brandmeister doesn't like you going over the 10-minute limit for your QSOs.
Yes. So there is a 10-minute limit on statewide talk groups for QSOs. That is a Brandmeister limitation. TGIF network does not have that limitation. And we even have videos on how to set up your SkyBridge to use TGIF network as well as Brandmeister in Bridgecom University. And
I was going to bring up if anyone has TGIF set up, Jeremiah's got a great video on how to do so, but also talk group 2266 on TGIF is the Bridgecom channel.
Correct. I just did a factory reset on my SkyBridge, so I've got to put TGIF back into it. So I'm not monitoring it right now. I will be later this afternoon for anybody that wants to hop on TGIF and say hi. But Paul, thank you for your question. And we will keep rolling down the list here. Want to give a shout out to everybody. Bob, hello. And KQ4, IIU. Glad you love your 878 UV3 or UV2 plus, excuse me. Let's see. George Fletcher has a question. If I do a factory reset on my 878 UV2 plus, can I just reload a code plug and the radio will work normally, or is there other step that has to be done first? Well, George, you've got two things that you need to do. One, back up your code plug you have on your radio before you do a factory reset.
Hey, Jeremiah, one thing, anytime you do any changes, back up before you do it.
Yes.
Things can go wrong. Sometimes things do go wrong. That way you can restore it if there's a problem. Just want to bring it up because I know you do get a lot of questions about where'd all my stuff go? Did you back it up? I didn't know I was supposed to. Back up, back up, back up.
Yes. What I recommend doing is actually taking the code plug, backing it up, and doing file save as in the code plug software and save it with today's date. And then put the word backup at the end of it. And then when you go to make changes, resave the file after you make the changes with today's date and put working. So you know that you've got a working code plug that's the one that you're actively working on editing versus the backup, which is the one pre-edit. So that's what I would suggest there. But George, back to your question. If you do the factory reset, the one thing that is optional to do is once you do the MCU reset is to set your time. You don't have to, but you can if you'd like. And then read the radio first, then open the code plug file, and then write it back to the radio. And you should have all your settings, screen colors, all of that back on your radio. So
one more thing, you lose all your contacts. You have to put those back in there too.
Yes, if your code plug has the digital contact list updated in it, when you go to write to the radio, you'll have a box that pops up with write to code, write other data, and digital contact list. So
that's also a good point to update your contact list once a month or something like that, because there's almost like 250,000 entries in there now. When I started with DMR 2.5 years ago, there's only like about 188,000. Now we're up to 2.5.
Yep. Dana, if you want to read questions, I've got to fix a glitch with the link real quick.
Okay. No problem. So I think we're good with George. Hopefully, Ken, we got you up and running on that one. And hi, John. Hi, Eric. Thank you for the greetings on that one. Okay, Greg Webb has a question. Jeremiah, can you tell us how to program a DMR repeater that has uplink and downlink tones listed as well as color codes? The analog box on the CPS is grayed out in the digital mode. When you select analog, the digital section is grayed out. So you can't select color code or a time slot. Well, those are only for digital anyway. If you go with the analog, you can't enter talk groups as well. Confusing. Keep in mind, repeaters are both analog and digital, and color codes and time slots are digital only. But let's go to Jeremiah for his take on this.
So Greg, for what you're describing, it sounds like it's a dual mode repeater, which can do analog or digital. And what you would do is create a second channel that is analog only, and the first channel being digital only. And the first channel would be where you put your talk groups and the color code information, and you would put that into the zone. And then the analog channel would be where you put the CTCSS tones. So that's how you would get around that, but be able to have the same repeater in there. It'd just be one is digital channel, the other is the analog channel. Now keep in mind, if you're using talk groups on that repeater, you're going to need to create that repeater several times and put the talk group in that you want to use for each entry under digital. So you're going to have, let's say, repeater A is going to have parrot, then you're going to have repeater A again, but you're going to have USA 3100, then repeater A again with talk group 93, and so on and so forth. And then you're going to take all of those once you've got them and move those to the zone so they're all in the same zone. And when you're in that zone, you can use the channel selector knob to rotate through the channels. With analog, there's no talk groups. So you would just take and put it into a zone and use the channel selector knob to select the analog channel and then key up your radio. So I hope that clears that up a little bit.
Yeah. Also watch the power setting, analog versus the digital on that. And I've got that. There's 18 DMR repeaters throughout Michigan. So I've got 18 zones, each repeater in there. So a little tricky, but who knows? Ken Dillman has a question for us, Jeremiah. How do you do a VFO frequency scan? Can you limit the range?
Ken, that is a really good question. I've never tried doing a VFO frequency scan. I've always set up scan list when I needed to scan for repeaters. So that is something that I'm going to actually have to try and get you an answer on because I have never done that. So I know if you're in VFO, you should be able to go to menu, settings, and then I'm trying to remember. Should be menu, settings, and then channel set, and then scan, and turn it on, and it should start scanning through the whole entire frequency range. But as far as limiting it, that I'm not sure about.
We can also check with Dwayne. I'll bet Dwayne would have an answer on that, but we won't get that right now, but we will follow up and get that for you.
Stay tuned for not next week, but the week after's AMA, and hopefully we will have the answer for you then.
By the way, there's a comment from Greg. He said, thank you for helping get his 8.7 problem taken care of. John Dunn, K1TCU, ditto. He thanks that too. Jenny Larson, my goodness. Welcome, Jenny.
For those of you who don't know, Jenny is part of our sales team. So welcome, Jenny. Make sure that you are nice to her. She is one of our salespeople.
She's good. She is fun. You guys will enjoy her. So if you have to call the office, she could be the one that answers it or would talk to you on that. Jeremiah, there's a question from a Facebook user about the links for today.
Yeah, the email was sent out with the correct link, but the page itself didn't get updated with today's AMA on it. So that's the problem. If you come to the um, YouTube page itself and click live, then you can click on today's show live. I apologize for that. I was rushed. I thought I had everything updated, but I missed one page when I was updating everything. So I apologize, guys. That is my bad, and I take full responsibility for that.
We'll get it taken care of. Right now, we've been spinning plates, and I just started, so having a blast. But there's a lot to learn, and hopefully, we'll make some changes coming up. Stay tuned. Good things are coming. Dan, KE8RDO. Strange thing, I have TGIF set up, but not all the channels will work. All the settings and the padding are set the same, but some will work, others will not. Any ideas? Jeremiah.
That one's a head scratcher because if the padding is set up correctly and other channels are working, as long as the talk group numbers are put in correctly, um, with the correct padding, everything should work. You may need to key the talk group more than once to get it to activate on TGIF. I've noticed that a couple of times with my SkyBridge, as well as my other hotspot that isn't a SkyBridge, that I've had to key the channel more than once to get it to initially key up. So that could be what's going on. But other than that, probably we need to look at the code plug and the configuration on the SkyBridge itself.
Sounds like a
So
winner with that one. Hopefully, Dan, you might want to follow up. What do you think? Support ticket, Jeremiah, to take a look at that?
yeah, we can set a support ticket and get a remote session set up and take a quick look at that and see if we can figure out what's going on. Jeff
Hey,
says, good afternoon.
cool. Let me go back to support tickets for just a minute. So if you have a question or you have a concern, how do you create a support ticket, Jeremiah? You want to go ahead and explain, anyone listening? And by the way, if you have a question or comment, put it in the chat in YouTube so we can see it. But
All right.
support tickets.
So I just put the banner at the bottom of the screen. It's support.bridgecomsystems.com/kb-tickets/new, and that'll let you submit a support ticket. Information that we need is your order number, your email address, a good phone number to contact you at, as well as your first and last name, and a description of what the problem is and any details that are relevant to when the problem happens. That way we can troubleshoot, try and get you resolved as quickly as possible so you can get back to enjoying your equipment.
Excellent.
Um,
See, Jeff Hannon says hello. Jenny from Bridgecom said hello. Just when you call, ask for Jenny. She'll take care of you.
all
Uh,
right. Now, for anybody that doesn't know, we do have a membership program called Bridgecom Plus, and you can actually go to the link that is scrolling across your screen right now to join Bridgecom Plus. We are going to be making some changes to the program, which we think that everybody will enjoy, as well as adding some new content and some other perks. So make sure you go check out the page, take a look, find which option suits your needs, and hopefully we will be able to see you on one of the live streams like the one that we are doing tonight at 7 p.m. Central Time, 8 p.m. Eastern Time
yeah,
for
and
Bridgecom University Live.
yeah, Bridgecom Plus, that's what I'm in charge of. That's the membership program, as Jeremiah mentioned, and you can sign up for a monthly, a yearly, or a lifetime membership. But you get all kinds of cool benefits, such as a code plug, whether it's the super code plug or the ultra code plug. You get access to our community server. Um, all of the Bridgecom University courses, you're not restricted to just certain ones. Every week, every Thursday night, as Jeremiah just mentioned, we have specialized training. And what's even better, we have some really cool prizes we give away only to the Bridgecom Plus members that attend. And there's some really cool stuff there. Um, I like it. I'm having a blast. We have new things we're talking about that we're hoping to implement soon, but it is a lot of fun. Plus, we're going to have some other things we're working on behind the scenes, and we're just
Mhm.
trying to make it so you have a special community because this is one of the best companies to do DMR stuff. There are great people with the company, great people. You guys are the best as customers, and I like it because we take care of the customer. Plain simple. That's what our job is over here. Make sure you guys are all taken care of. And also as part of BC Plus, you get to learn new things and get extra support. Jeremiah, what
All right.
else? What do we got here?
All right. So let's see. Um,
Peter, when I turn the 878 on, it goes to a repeater channel, home channel. Then when I use no to go to the next channel, it starts scanning. What did he do?
I'm going to say that something in your code plug is corrupted. You may need to rebuild your code plug because that's an unusual behavior. It shouldn't start scanning immediately when you change channels. Um, yeah. Trying to think here.
And things do get corrupted. I've had it happen to me once with one of my code plugs and had to re come back in and reburn it to the radio.
So yeah, Peter, I would try recreating the code plug. The other thing I would suggest doing is trying and doing an MCU reset on the radio first, then reload your code plug to see if that resolves it before recreating the code plug. So I would try that first. Um, have a comment from KQ4IIU. Bridgecom support is phenomenal. I had mine shipped back to me within 3 days of them receiving it. Um, you are quite welcome. We try our best to get everything shipped back out as quickly as possible once we find out what the problem is and get it resolved. So you guys get your equipment back so you're able to enjoy the equipment you spent your hard-earned money on.
And
So
something else too, tech support. We're right here in the US, right here to help you. That's our job, taking care of the customer. And they do a phenomenal job. Jarvis, somebody said that you may need to get a software upgrade. I'm not sure they mentioned the word Jarvis, but I'll just throw that over to you.
yeah, I thought that somebody else had already updated the page, and when I realized it wasn't, I went to update it and then uh, had a few of those spinning plates drop on my head. So unfortunately, that was one of them. So yeah, uh, not next week, but the week after the AMA for that one, I will go ahead and get that set up today after this AMA. So the links are all ready to go, working and available right there. So later this afternoon, if you go to the Ask Me Anything page at Bridgecom's website, you should be able to see this replay listed there and then the preview marker for next week's show.
And
Uh,
by the way, I want to bring up something
or
too,
not
is
next
that
week, week after next.
yeah, the AMA, the Ask Me Anything, or you got questions, Bridgecom has answers. That's every 2 weeks. We don't do it every week. We got so many things, so many plates for spinning that we do it every 2 weeks. We can't say same bat time, same bat channel because it's every other week, but it's Thursdays at 12 noon Central Time, 1 o'clock Eastern Time. That's 11 o'clock Mountain Time, 10 o'clock Pacific Time.
Yep. Um, Dan says smash that thumbs up button to help the channel get noticed. I agree. Um, every little bit helps, and the more people that we get viewing, the more likely we are to be able to find a way to potentially do some kind of a giveaway for the AMA in the future. So if we can get enough viewers on the AMA, we may be able to do a giveaway at some point. just for
And
the AMA people.
and you know, I'm actual winner, but that was on BC Live. I won an 878 radio, just like you see here. Really
And
cool.
that was before he started working here, because he is our newest team member, or not our newest, second newest. Courtney's
And
the newest.
I kept trying to win that 578, that mobile. Boy, I wanted one of those. I'm gonna have to hit Ron up, see if I can get a sign-on bonus or something like that. So,
Well, um,
hey, I want to bring up something too, since I don't see any fresh questions there, but we are working also on updating the Bridgecom University library of programs. We found a hidden cache of videos, secret videos in the Batcave that we're working on cleaning up and updating them and putting them into the YouTube channel as well as also the Bridgecom University channel. So you
yep.
guys can see them and learn some cool stuff and probably see an old familiar face
If you guys
like the,
haven't noticed already, there are some video clips that have been posted um, to the YouTube channel recently of Cody. And those are some of the videos that he recorded before he went on to start his own company. And he recorded a bunch of content, and we recently discovered it and are going through it, combing through it, and finding out what's relevant, what's not, getting it spruced up for you guys, and getting it uploaded to YouTube, and also whatever we can, we're going to put on BCU as well. Um, so
and I know it sounds
everything we
cliche, but
can to
it,
help you guys.
yeah, and it's true. We've got a lot of new things coming. Stay tuned. Buckle up. This rocket ship's going to be taking off on that. Um, Dave, N2FEP, just put a note just to say hi. Courtney's excited. Hi, Courtney.
Um, okay, Dave. I actually have openings tomorrow. I don't have any remote sessions scheduled for tomorrow. So I can definitely get to you tomorrow and get everything set up. So if you want, go ahead, call my direct number since you've got it, and leave me a voicemail with what time is good for you tomorrow. And I'll get that on the schedule and get you a email confirmation. So,
Hey, J-Man,
um,
I was just thinking about something. You know what we should
mhm.
do? Give me a minute here. I got to find it.
Find
I
a very
believe
big coffee shop and invite everybody for coffee.
I'm a diet pop person, so but if you do need to call Bridgecom, the phone number is 816-532-8451, and good people will be there to take care of you. 816-532-8451. Um, as I said, a lot of changes are going on. I'm a new face here. Jenny's a new face. Courtney's a new face. Caleb's a new face. But in life, nothing is certain. Nothing lasts forever. Some people move on to different things. So we do wish them the best in their future endeavors. Um, Jeremiah, I got a question from Robert Shaw. It's up on the screen. It's call sign AF4JR. Need help on putting Pi-Star on my PC and need help too to set up my radio.
Okay. Robert, two questions I have. Is it a sky bridge? And did you get the equipment from us? We do have a service where if you got the equipment from somewhere else, it's our white glove service, um, where we're able to help as long as the equipment is operational with a remote session. There is a hourly charge for that. But this is specifically for if you got the equipment from somewhere else and you're not able to get the support you need from them. Um, we will do everything in our power to try and get you up and running with the equipment you've got. Whether it's another hotspot or 878 or a 578 you got from another supplier, we will try our very best to make sure that we get you up and running with it.
Yeah, Robert also said he's new to DMR. Welcome to DMR. You're going to have a blast. It is the latest, the greatest. It is amateur radio. You can talk locally, state to state, continent to continent, all over with the greatest sound quality. I started well, I got my first FCC license way back when I was in high school because you had to have one to work at a radio station. And the nice thing about it was we had just switched on an FM part. We were AM as well as FM, but then we went FM stereo. And DMR is your FM stereo, the much better sound quality, much better call quality. And these radios, my God, they can do so much more. One of the things I really like, if you have it set up right, you can see the person's call sign, their name, all kinds of other stuff, what talk group they're talking on, customize the colors. It makes it so much easier. And with a SkyBridge, you can also see it. And if you have your dashboard running, you can see anyone calling and click their name and see where they're from. It is so cool. DMR is the future.
All right. So I'm going to put this up for a minute. We have 3 new people for our sales team. They are Caleb, Jenny, and Courtney. And they will be glad to take your call if you're looking for new DMR equipment, want to get your first DMR radio. Maybe you don't have a DMR repeater that's anywhere near you, but you want to get involved with DMR. We can get you set up with a plug and play package. That'll get you a SkyBridge, a 878, or a 578, depending on which one you want, and allow you to get on the air from the comfort of your own home. And one of the best features is the SkyBridge can be set up on Wi-Fi as well as Ethernet. So if you have Wi-Fi in your home and let's say your ham shack is on the top floor of your house, but your router's on the bottom floor of the house, not a problem. As long as you can get Wi-Fi up on that top floor, you're able to get the SkyBridge operational and be able to use that radio from anywhere in your house or even your yard.
By the way, something else, we also include Bridgecom University. We help
Yes.
you learn it because we're here to help you, plain and simple. And other companies out there sell radios, call them for tech support. See what happens. Call us, we'll take care of you. And nice thing about it, we've got video courses. I still get my reminder every Sunday about how far I've gone in my courses because I've got a lot of them to take because I own a lot of the Bridgecom product stuff. So, but the Bridgecom University and also now with Bridgecom Plus, good stuff.
All right. So let me get caught back up to the questions here.
I got one right here from KZ8TG. Is there a way to update the contact list and import it into the 578 Plus? That's the mobile radio without using the CPS software.
Unfortunately, there is not. You have to use the CPS software to do it.
And you go to radioid.net, do a data dump of the CPS stuff, and that's what takes the longest part of writing to your radio. That takes more like about 8 times longer than just updating the radio.
Now, if you are a member of radioid.net, if you have subscribed, I believe they have a tool on there where you can trim down the contact list for only certain countries to make it smaller so it doesn't take as long.
You can I'm a member. I pay for it too. You can customize it, set it up any way you want to. You can also customize it for radios. They have breakdowns for like a Anytone 878 or Anytone 578.
All right. Yeah. Robert, to answer your question, the program itself is based on the white glove service is based on an hour of time, and you can do either an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours, whatever you feel that you need. What you'll want to do is submit a ticket through the support portal, which let me get that link put back up for you, and I'll have it display on the screen so you don't have it scrolling across the screen. There is the website you're going to want to go to. And where it says order number, put in advanced tech call, or just the letters ATC, Alpha Tango Charlie, for the order number. And I'll get you a response back. We can get a time scheduled and get everything set up so we can get that done, and I can try and assist you.
Leave that
So,
up on the screen a little more. Let's get Lord Lenny. He's got a good question. That was me yesterday. Lord Lenny, I have a SkyBridge already, but if I take it mobile, is there a way to use your PC as a hotspot without buying a second hotspot?
as far as using your computer to access the Brandmeister network and outputting the RF and receiving the RF, there is not an adapter that I know of right now that is on the market anymore that would allow that to work. You would need a second SkyBridge, one for the house and one for the vehicle or to take mobile with you. The other thing you could do is actually set up the Wi-Fi on your SkyBridge for your phone using the personal hotspot on your phone or mobile hotspot on your phone, and then just bring it into the house when you're done running mobile with it and have it set up to automatically connect to your Wi-Fi at your house when you plug the power back in.
Hey, Jeremiah, let's run over that again because there's a few steps you got to do. And as
Mhm.
one thing that you taught me was you got to have your cell phone hotspot as the first Wi-Fi source on your radio before you do your home internet.
Right.
That
On your
way you can.
SkyBridge, you want to have your Wi-Fi set up for your mobile device first. That way, it always looks for the cell phone or tablet that's acting as a mobile hotspot first before it looks for your home Wi-Fi.
And if it doesn't
Now,
find the cell phone, then it looks on the next run list, which in this case would be your home internet, tries to connect up that way.
yep, uh, something cool that you can actually do as well is if you're kind of tech savvy, you can actually go into the Pi-Star configuration and write down the MAC address under wireless configuration.
Mhm.
And if you go to a hotel that you are staying at and you take your SkyBridge with you, go ahead, get your laptop set up on the Wi-Fi at the hotel, then contact the tech support people for the hotel and tell them you have another device that you want to put on the Wi-Fi, but it doesn't let you access a web browser screen, but you've got the MAC address. They can manually add the MAC address to the allowed MAC address list for the SkyBridge, so your SkyBridge can work on the Wi-Fi's at the hotel. So that is something that I learned about um, from the person who actually makes the board for our SkyBridge. So yeah, that was something that I may end up trying when I go down to Florida next month.
We should put that on our Bridgecom tips or something like that. Film a small segment. That'd be a good one. That's good to know.
Yep.
And Lord Lenny, I bought a second 878 and a SkyBridge for my office when I was doing work using my primary one at home, but driving into work at the office. And then nowadays I work from home, so I have my second SkyBridge. I use that in the car as I'm traveling, and it's fun. It is so neat to talk to people all over. Heck, I talked to one guy, drove by his house, didn't know it till after I'd passed it, but it was fun chatting with him.
All
Ken
right.
Dillman posted. You see what Ken posted? He did. Where is it? There.
Yep.
Sorry. Oh, sorry. Ken also said the Anytone site has customized ID lists as well as radio ID.
All right. Did not know the Anytone site had that on there. So interesting to
Uh,
learn.
yeah, Toby Bailey has a question. Can I use the Anytone 878 with Winlink? Winlink software is for the traditional amateur radio. I think 2 meters, maybe it's 440 also.
Yeah, I have yet to get an 878 to work with Winlink. Um, I don't know if it's something I'm not doing right with the configuration, but I've heard other people getting it to work, but I have not yet. But then again, I'm usually spending most of my time doing support for you guys. So I want to make sure that I get you guys taken care of before I work on any pet projects of my own. Because you can ask Dana, he will catch me in the support system on Saturday or Sunday going through tickets and answering tickets on Saturday and Sunday, even though we're closed. So if you get a response on a Saturday or a Sunday, it's probably because I got bored and figured, hey, let's see what I can do to help somebody real quick. But technically, we are closed on Saturday and Sunday.
You're like me at Radio Shack, 60-hour minimum work weeks, but I was there on my day off. So, oh well. Steve had a personal question for you, Jeremiah. Steve Leffler.
All right. Let's see. Openings for tomorrow for remote sessions. If you have a spare opening tomorrow, I would rather schedule my remote session ASAP rather than next week. Issue with the Skybridge not reading updated DMR gateway file after adding TGIF script. Please let me know. I can be available anytime tomorrow at your convenience. Steve, give me just a minute. Let me find your appointment for next week, and I will actually get that moved over to, let's see here. Nope, I don't think that's it.
While you're while you're working on that, I was going to say Ralph Schultz said, I hope I pronounce his name right. His 878, 868 both work with WinLink in analog mode. So yeah, analog mode it would, but not digital.
Okay.
That's cool. That's good to know.
Um, Steve, I actually don't have an appointment in the calendar for you for next week. So let me go ahead and find your support ticket and see where that is. And I will take and get you a meeting set up for tomorrow. And that way, all you've got to do is confirm the time and we can get that taken care of.
Hey, Lord Lenny, that's my 28-ounce mug. That's way when I make my constant comment tea, I just have to use one tea bag instead of using multiple, but economies of scale. Bob Kraus has a question about the very first Skybridge, Jeremiah.
DV Mega hotspot, Bridgecom's hotspot prior to the Skybridge. Yes, it was. What is the power output I would need to connect to my car power outlet? Safely for the DV Mega, I would recommend a 5-volt, 2-amp outlet. So that would be the bare minimum I would run because you want to have that little bit of overhead. Even though it should run on 1 amp, considering the board that's in the DV Mega. But if it needs to draw more power for some reason, having that little bit of extra isn't going to hurt.
Where would they find a power supply like that? Because there's Radio Shack. Unfortunately, my old company, all 5,000 corporate owned and operated stores are gone. They have 300 dealer franchise stores, and hopefully they're coming back because the franchise owner has bought them and got the rights back to the US. So we'll see. But where would you go to get a power supply like that, Jeremiah?
What I would suggest is you can actually go to um, Walmart and look for a cell phone power adapter that will work, or you can actually order one directly from us. But the problem that you're going to run into is the ones that we carry are for the newer Sky Bridges, not the old DV Mega, which uses a micro USB cable. So you'll want to get a micro USB cable as well as a cigarette lighter adapter that is 5-volt, 2-amp for your car from like Walmart, Best Buy, Amazon even. And they are not a sponsor of a show, but I personal recommendation is Anchor. You can usually find the Anchor power adapters fairly inexpensively on Amazon, and they're really good quality. So that's just my personal recommendation.
That's good enough. If anyone has a question, you got to put it in the chat. We'll do our best to try and answer it for you. And Bob, thank you. Yeah, 5 volt, 2 amp. Boy,
All right.
is it New Redden a car? Says hi to everyone. TA1JSS. By the way, Lord Lenny, this is where I'm at. See, the state of Michigan with all the different cities in it. Go green. Go Michigan State.
All right. Um, so yeah, if you've got more questions, feel free to throw them in. Again, here's the link where you can take and submit support tickets. If you are interested in the white glove service, spaces are limited on that. There's only so many available appointments a week.
But,
And
by the way, Jeremiah, go through and explain again what the white glove VIP treatment is.
what we do is we set up a time with you that we can remote in and troubleshoot a problem with your code plug, or we can take and uh, re-image your hotspot, assuming you've got the correct adapter for the micro SD card for your computer. Help you get your SkyBridge reset up if something happened to the SD card, so you don't have to mail it in to us, or your other hotspot. This is all remote session, so uh, we don't work on other people's products. We don't have it where you can send them into us. Like if you got your 878 or 578 from somewhere else, you would need to contact them for any warranty work. But as far as helping you get a code plug on it, troubleshooting, hey, why am I not able to key up this repeater that's only 5 miles from my house? Stuff like that. Um, we can take and help troubleshoot that. Some cases, depending on the size of the code plug, if it's something I can do within that hour time frame, I can help you take and put in some of the local repeaters for you, um, as well as go through and if you're having an issue with your um, DMR ID, and let's say you're getting that lovely little DMR net yellow on your PyStar dashboard, help you get that resolved too. Or if in some cases, let's say you want to add TGIF network to your hotspot, I can help you get that set up as well. And if you're thinking about getting a radio from us and you're new to DMR, you've got your license, but you don't know where to start, we do have a 3-step guide, as well as if you have an original copy of your FCC license. And what I mean is the copy, the paper copy you've got says original in the watermark on it.
Mhm.
We can actually take and go through and get your DMR ID set up and your Brandmeister account set up, so you're able to get your SkyBridge all programmed and everything when you order that plug and play package. So when it gets to your door, all you've got to do is plug in your Ethernet cable, plug in the power to your SkyBridge, and unpack the
Or the-
battery, throw it on your radio, put the antenna on, and turn on your radio, and should be able to get on the air and start talking to people.
It's that easy. I bought the plug and play package. I've also got the Ham Shack 2 package. They're good. It's easy. We try and make it real easy. You don't have to do anything other than give us some information and get a digital ID, which are free. So,
Yes.
uh, Toby wrote back in and he said, what if the product is from you, from Bridgecom, but it was gifted from someone who can't use it anymore?
That's going to depend on the order number and how long ago they purchased it, on if it will be a warranty or if it would be an advanced tech call. For simpler things, we can do under customer service tech support, but for more advanced things, it would fall under the white glove service. So it really depends on the situation and how long it is estimated to take to resolve the issue, because we want to make sure that we're able to help get things taken care of and make sure you guys are taken care of so you can enjoy the equipment. Toby, if you can get the order number or the person's email address and submit a ticket with the email and the details so I can look up the order, then I can take and see what I can do to help you depending on what the problem is you're having. So hopefully that will help answer your question there.
Yeah.
So we've got about 9 more minutes for questions. And again, if you haven't already, make sure that you hit the like and the subscribe so you can see when we're doing our AMAs, as well as also make sure that if you have any interest in the membership program where you can learn a lot, whether it's a deep dive into your 878 or 578, or maybe you want to take the course on our repeater so you can learn how to program a repeater and be the expert for your club on one of our repeaters. We've got a training course for that that's included with your BC Plus membership. There are several courses. We are working on updating courses to make sure they're up to date. And we're going to do everything we can to make sure that we're giving you the best bang for your buck with membership, to make sure that you're learning something, that you're going to take that knowledge and be able to apply it with your equipment and be somebody else's Elmer. Help teach them. That's what ham radio is about. Helping each other and learning from each other.
Yeah. We want to make DMR easy, plain simple in that. Jeremiah and I, we're also working on creating a video that you can share with your amateur radio club about DMR so that get more people involved. It is cool. It is fun. And I'm having a blast. You can talk to anyone all over. There's so many different talk groups. It's hard to figure out who to listen to at times. But if you want to reach me, I got a real easy email, Dana@bridgecomsystems.com. And Dana is Dana. Other people spell it differently, not me. I'm the old vowel, consonant, vowel person on that. But we'd love to have you with Bridgecom Plus tonight. We have our show in about 6 hours away. Jeremiah, didn't you say we're giving away a Skybridge Plus hotspot tonight?
Yes.
That's only
Tonight's
for Bridgecom Plus.
giveaway is for the Skybridge Plus. So if you join Bridgecom Plus today, you will be able to enter the drawing for that. The
And the odds are pretty good. You can win.
Yeah. It's
Let's see,
amazing
Paul.
how many people we have that enter and their name gets picked and they won within the last 6 months. And it's like, oh, not eligible yet. You got to wait until your 6 months is up.
You know,
And
well, the lotteries, the Powerball, Mega Millions, your odds are like 292 million to one. It's like less than 1 in 100 chance you're going to win if you
yeah,
remember BC Plus and you attend the show and stick around for the drawing.
so yeah, tonight's giveaway is a Skybridge Plus. So if you've already got an 878 or a 578 and you're looking to get that Skybridge, you can do a monthly membership for $20 a month, a annual membership for
180.
199, or let's say you want to go whole hog and you expect you're going to be involved with DMR for years and years and years to come, you can take and do the lifetime membership.
That's what I did. So, hey, I got another question for you over here.
Mm-hmm.
And where did I just saw it? All right. From George Fletcher. What is the send talker alias checkbox in the digital channel configuration of the CPS?
That basically sends the talker alias information, which is an alias of your DMR information, when you transmit to other people's radios that have the talker alias turned on. So if they don't have their updated user.csv file in their radio, it'll still send them the correct information so they can see your info.
And that's why,
So,
a lot of people don't update their the radio ID, the digital contact list. It's free. You can download it free. It just takes a little time to import it into your code plug, then write it to the radio.
yep, just
But
start the import process. It'll take probably about 30 seconds to a minute to import into the code plug itself, and then anywhere between 4 to 6 minutes to upload to the radio. Go make yourself a sandwich. Grab a cup of coffee or tea or an ice cold soda
slice
while
a
you're
pie,
waiting,
slice a pie. So,
especially with whipped cream.
but you know
Um,
what? The I haven't checked today, but it's like almost 250,000 members. It's getting bigger, so it takes a little longer to write that to the
yes, it
radio.
does.
John Dunn had a question, and any updates when the improved Skybridge will be available for purchase? Because it's coming. The question is when.
The only thing I can say about that right now is you won't want to miss the BCU live show in later September, September 21st.
2 weeks from tonight.
So that's the only thing I can say on that right now. All will be revealed then.
I think Earth, Wind, and Fire had the first sentence was, "Do you remember the 21st night of September?"
Yep. So we will be making waves that night.
Cool. Rick has a question. On the Pi-Star dashboard, is there a way to increase the number of rows displayed for the gateway activity?
Unfortunately, there is not. That is a um, hardware or a software limitation.
Limitation.
And unless you want to get into the PHP scripting of the web pages themselves, which I do not recommend, you are pretty much stuck with the limited number that it has on there. If you're on a very active talk group, what I would suggest is just try your best to keep up with them as they come across. So, unfortunately, there's not a way at this time to be able to extend the list. Um, I do know that there is some software that we have been working with that does have a longer gateway list for the gateway activity. But again, September 21st, BCU Live, you will want to tune into that so you can learn all the details and see what we've been working on, what's coming up, and be able to uh, get your hands on any new products that we may or may not announce. I will say if you are a BCU or BC Plus member, you do get early access to certain things, and new products is one of them.
That's always good to know on that. Um, 2 weeks from today is also September 21st. That's our next AMA.
Yep.
Ask me anything or you got questions, we've got answers. Boy, it's 1:59. We're just about out of time.
So, everybody, I am Jeremiah, W9JAM. Thank you for all the questions today. It has been fun. Thank you to all of our new salespeople who chimed in as well. And Dana, thank you for being here and joining the team. We greatly appreciate it.
It's a pleasure working with Bridgecom and especially you, Jeremiah. I'm Dana, KC0MYP, or as I say, Kilo Charlie Zero, Mike Yankee Papa. If you're on Monday nights, 7:45 p.m. Eastern Time on Brandmeister Talk Group 3126 Statewide, Michigan, I'm one of the net controls for the DMR TechNet. You're welcome to join us. Anything else, big guy?
Nope, that is it for now. So make sure that if you haven't already, check out BC Plus and get enrolled so you can join us for that special BCU Live on September 21st, where everything will be revealed. So uh, for Dana, I'm Jeremiah, W9JM, 73s.
73s.